workout was back home as an actor. My family is known under this name. So I kept it, and but very often people see that name like, who is that? And I forget.
That's actually what I was thinking.
30 years, I think over 35 years even.
I was sitting here thinking, who is this person on my team that I don't know their name? Well, guys, this is Isabelle. She is the co-creator of Shakeology and Daily Sunshine and the wife of Carl Daikeler. And Isabelle, I don't know if you know this, but I have my degree in nutrition. So when I first came into the business, I was just obsessed with everything, Isabelle, just hearing everything that you had to say because, you're so knowledgeable. And
I'm not that knowledgeable, but thank you.
Yes, you are. Yes,
it's one of those fields that you always know so little.
Yes.
There's also so much out there from many different angles.
Yes.
So whatever you know, it's never enough.
I know. I feel like it changes. I graduated 9 years ago and so much has happened since then. So it's crazy. But my team is just so extremely honored to have you come and speak to us. And I know that Sandy, gave you a couple questions. So I don't know if you prefer for me to just ask the questions or if you just want to kind of.
Well, maybe for you, maybe it's better for you to ask me the questions so it's more people can really know what we're going at. I can talk, and I probably can answer all these questions. And I guess some of the questions to me are all in one. So ask away, and
sure.
Easy, actually. I didn't get an answer for the number one. I know that I researched, and the Daily Sunshine is okay. So question: when is Daily Sunshine and vegan flavors coming to Canada?
Yep.
I think the Daily Sunshine is planned on coming 2018.
Okay.
And I do not know the vegan flavor. Those are the kind of questions that it's not really my territory. Yeah. I don't stay on top of it.
Yeah.
So I don't have an answer. I know that it's very challenging to get in new places. Their own version of the FDA is so different, and we have to do so much work to be approved all over again. Some stuff that's nothing in the United States is a big deal in Canada, and vice versa. So we always have a lot of work to do to round it up so that they accept it. So usually that's where the delays come from, is sort of all the authorities in each country having their own pros and cons, and what's safe, it's different everywhere. So there's certain things that I'm totally surprised that's considered so safe here, no biggie, and it's considered medicinal somewhere else, and then you have to go through a whole thing. So that's where the delays come from usually, guys, not on our part, but what we need to do to allow it in a new country.
Yeah, and it can be tough because they have different laws, and like you said, things that are fine here might be different over there, and that's that sort of thing.
And it's kind of great if you think about it. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, that's okay.
As we go through that, it really it gives me perspective in terms of, again, truth. Those are things that they care a great deal about. That is very true for that country. What is healthy, what is not healthy, what the amount that is allowed, what's considered too much, not enough, and it's different everywhere. So where's the truth? So ultimately, the truth lies in you. So this is why very often we may answer questions saying you've got to go grab your bag, bring it to your doctor, and talk about it, or Google and research. I know that I am a big fan of doing my full panel blood test every year, and I actually look at what I can know about, and I look at my vitamin D and all that stuff, right? I really look at it, my blood sugar levels. It's important to know where you're at if you're going to start dabbling into that and having to listen to authorities, us, anybody else, even a doctor, because most doctors have one class on nutrition through all their years of study, one class. Mm-hmm. So this is why, I love them. They've helped me tremendously in my lifetime, and yet I can't solely rely, because that is on their expertise for some aspect of nutrition, because that is not really their expertise. So there's nothing to blame. There's nobody to blame here. You just have to own that and understand who you're talking to, who the players are, and always go back to your own education. That's why your own education is so important. So whether we are capable of discussing certain things or not because of legals, that's not the point. The point is we can put you on the path. But really, you've got so many ways now to do research so easily from your own home while you're nursing your baby, that you can Google and find out from many different opinions, which is lovely. Because then you can look at all that and what is the common denominator in all that for me. And then you got your yearly blood test and you know where you're at. It's a great way to really take control. So even though it postpones a lot of stuff for Beachbody, all these agencies are very good. It gives you great perspective.
That's so true. It's so extremely true. And thank you for explaining that. Okay, so question number 2, from farming to doorstep for the team, how do you guys pick the farmers to ensure high quality? We think that it's important for us to coach it as coaches to be able to explain that to people.
Yes, I think it's, again, underestimating the amazing team, R&D and quality control that we have. So most people, through marketing and through those Zoom calls, we are the representative of the Beachbody, Shakeology, Ultimate Reset, Daily Sunshine, the Boost, 3-Day Refresh. So Darren and I are sort of the spokesperson and the people that sort of really created. So I worked on the Shakeology product way before I hired Darren, the way that I could on my own with clients and years through my own healing, right? I think most of you guys, I don't know who's on the call, may be aware of that. So my discovery of these ingredients to my own illness. And so through getting myself back on my feet, it took about 2 years, discovering herbs, adaptogen, phytonutrients, superfood, prebiotic, probiotic, digestive enzyme, even what grains are potent and less potent, protein, carbs, all of it, and the balance and how to put all that together. And then I asked Darren to come and help me. I had a little boy, and I needed someone to help me create that. And Darren came on board, and so this is kind of how the ideas and the concept came in. But never do I say I when I talk about Shakeology. It's very challenging for me to say I even co-created with Darren. Nowadays it's not enough. I want to say I co-created with Darren and Mike and Richard and Aaron and like we have a team. Gary, Dana, Richard. And then some. I'm forgetting them. There's a team there. R&D and quality control, toxicity control. We have outside panels, people that come with their expertise to consult with us to make sure that we're always safe. So this is the team that also takes care of going all over the world and basically testing the soil to make sure the soil is what it's supposed to be, to the best of our ability and the best of the farmer's abilities. And then we also test the plant or the ingredient that we're interested in. So we test that. We test it over there before it takes off. We test it again when it lands. We also test each batch. And the principle of testing is that even when you get ingredients that are organic or non-GMO, there's so many occasions where we discovered, because we insisted on keeping an incredible team, we have our own experts, we insisted on keeping our system, our high quality values, and the individuals that allow that quality to remain high. We insist on testing even every batch before it goes and gets shipped to you. So we test even those to make sure that the potency, the quality, the purity, the intent of our product, the aliveness of the ingredients remains what it's supposed to be by the time you get it. So that system of testing and retesting and retesting all over again, in each step, the process of making a powder out of these beautiful ingredients, the instrument, the tools that are processing these ingredients, wanting tools that are not cheap, but allows us to get what we need to get, allow it to be powdered without destroying, whether it's the enzyme or the antioxidants, the vitamin, the minerals, whatever is in those plants or those macronutrients, to make sure it's alive as much as we can once we close that bag. So that is our quality assurance. Now, as I was saying, it's not because it's stamped organic or non-GMO that it is what it's cracked up to be. I don't want to get politically incorrect, so I'm censoring myself. So basically, we decided to, when we can, we get the stamp. But when we cannot, because we have products from all around the world, poor countries, farmers that have been working a certain way from families to families to families for hundreds of years, the system that's established over there, the incredible, gigantic task that it would be to change their farming methods would be a mayhem. It would be quite a challenging project. But on top of that, it doesn't mean that it would pass our high quality control standards. So often we got organic and suddenly it was great for 6 months, a year, and suddenly it just wasn't that great at all. Pesticides showed up, or suddenly it was mixed with maltodextrin. That happened to us more than once. So we would not have known. The stamp would still have been there, but we would not have known that it was not the quality we thought it was 6 months ago, or when we were testing there, when we got it. So we have to test and retest, because the quality of our air, of our soil, the challenge of getting healthy seeds, all that is really in deep trouble. It's really challenging. And this is why we still encourage people to buy organic and non-GMO. We have a strict quality control on GMO, and we want everything to have the same, if not better quality as organic. This is why we test. This is why we have the kind of team we have, because it's not, I don't want to vilify anybody ever on these calls, but I want to clarify that we do have a real problem. We have made a bit of a mess of our planet. And we still are. And now we're dealing with, we're seeing what's happening. Even though we know we're in deep trouble at the government level, it's still challenging to get the laws to go and help us reverse that or continue doing better. So the best way that we can is for you to be very clear on what you ingest, and for us to do the best we can to assure that quality in our products. We all can only take care of ourselves. And for us, taking care of ourselves is also taking care of you. So this is the best way we know how to ensure quality control. This is why also you may see some ingredients leave the shake at times, because we try, we look, we find, and eventually it's an impossible task. So we have to drop an ingredient. So then we are aware of what macro and micro ingredients constituents we were getting from those ingredients. So then we try to add more of another ingredient that has similar constituents, and we try to balance it out constantly. It's a balancing act that we have not stopped since the conception of Shakeology. So Shakeology is, unlike most product I know, it is not a done deal. It's alive and it moves constantly. It's an incredible task that I am so proud of being one of the representatives. And I'm so proud of Carl and our gang for keeping that quality and that intent that was the beginning of the product in my kitchen with my husband, where I was aware, even the years prior to my involvement with Beachbody, I was aware of that problem. And more than once, I walked away from a product I created because it got challenged and it got compromised, and I had to walk away. I had to drop my name out of the creators, credits and my bonuses and all that. And I had to let it go because I couldn't make that machine stick to the quality. I have a better understanding of the whys now because I'm in it. It's also why I trust it so much, because I am part of every step of it. Back in those days, I was more ready to vilify everybody. So I think from an outsider's, it's very easy to point the finger and vilify whatever decision gets made. Does it mean that ultimately it's still not okay to not reveal all of it? Or no, truth, the big truth, the big T is the big truth. But there's a lot of human beings involved in making products, and so I'm not so readily wanting to point a finger anymore. I understand where the challenges come. I understand how expensive it is to make a product. And I understand it more now than ever before. And this is also why I'm now more than ever before, I'm so proud. My family takes these products, my helpers, the people that help me keep the house going, and my nanny who's now with my son while I'm here with you guys, my friends. We create a little school. We have 8 to 12 kids, and they all take Shakeology and the Daily Sunshine now. My teachers do, their parents. So this is very personal. This product is very personal to me. My family, my mother who got very sick at some point, all she could have is a few sip of Shakeology. So it's real for me. And so this system that we have that is expensive is so worth it, because it's going to get more challenging, I think, before it gets better on planet Earth. And this is hundreds of years of misconception and not caring for Earth perhaps the way we could have. And so to me, the team is now deeply part of the process in the co-creation of Shakeology and Daily Sunshine and any other that may come in the future. So that's my answer. Please, everybody.
Oh, that was perfect. That explanation for coaches to hear was perfect, because,
anything that's not clear, please tell me.
No, that was completely clear. Like there was things that I've never heard you say before, and I was like, wow, that makes so much sense. And that, seeing an ingredient disappear and now knowing why, because you have to stay up to that standard. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. And, we can give you examples. Maca was really challenging. We've been all over the mountains, in Himalayas mountain and the region around. And it's like, some of them were like, oh my God, this is so odd. At some point, these beautiful roots and plants and herbs may not even be around, just like our animals and our sea animals and our algae. And, so much is disappearing because we don't understand how important it is for our well-being that these herbs and these plants and these flowers, they must exist, So yes, if you see changes, don't be so quick to judge. There's usually a very dense reason why we make changes, why we have to. And we could easily lie. We could easily keep it and not tell anybody. But that's not the point. This is why it's an expensive product. We could bypass and cut many corners. But that is not the point. I did not, with our team, with Carl, set out to make the cheapest product around. Yes, you can buy something for $30 at Walmart, and we all have our different abilities and our sense of hierarchy of what matters most and all sorts of stuff. But for me, it was creating the best product I could create for myself, my own son, my stepdaughter, my family, my friends, and you all. And this is why, if there's an argument on price, that is one of the major one. All that is not easy. It's like I was saying, it's not like dropping your work, I'm done, and it gets sort of done mechanically through machines, right? It really isn't like that. Lots of human beings that are constantly trying to figure out, what do we do now? Because so often in our testing results, it's like, and we have monthly shipment to you guys. So it's not like you can say, we'll just stop for 3 months and then work things out. We have monthly shipment, and you usually have 1 to 2 years contract with vendors. and facilities. So suddenly, if something doesn't work, what do you do? What do you do with these contracts? And most contracts, you can't just, it's not easy to find a vendor with our high quality control, with the facilities that we inspect all the time, that fits what we want, what we need. So it's not like, oh, I'll just take this one now and we'll get some maca over there. It's like everything takes a lot of research and time and expertise. And so with this monthly delivery system, our guys are like, Ferrari guys, that fix the Ferrari wheels and stuff when they have 30 seconds to change the wheels. It's kind of like that. It's like, whoa. And everybody's on high alert almost all the time. So this is my speech for the price as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And that helps us stand behind Shakeology, knowing, all of the time and attention that goes into it through every single step continuously. So thank you for that. Okay, so how do you explain the value of Shakeology in layman's term? Is that what you're saying? Just exactly what you just said?
Yes, I think that's kind of that's kind of what I did. There's also something that very recently I started explaining, because I did not realize how difficult it was for coaches. So, I'm kind of new in stepping in front of the camera so much and traveling, and there's a lot of stuff I don't know about the system itself, of how it's sold, right? I'm very much about the creation, and so I stepped in and I was like, oh, I did not even know that it was hard for people to actually explain Shakeology, because to me, it's so obvious. But I'm realizing that I took for granted I've been doing this for over 30 years. So one of the ways that I now explain it, there's two different ways. So hopefully I can cater even more to this question, is that Shakeology has many, Shakeology itself is like a big plant with constituents. So we have our micro ingredients, right? Our protein and our carbs. And even that we have superfood and high antioxidants, fruit and vegetables. So our superfruit and our super food, we call it. So phytonutrients, antioxidants. So this is one group that you have here. And basically Shakeology is made of many groups that together has a synergy that with each other, they benefit each other and enhance you even better. So we have our macronutrients and we have the digestive area, where we have our pre and probiotic, our digestive enzymes, our fiber, and these ingredients together help your body take in the food, extract the nutrients it needs, and release and letting go what it does not. So with water, of course, which is the active of it all, it activates everything. But these four ingredients and all the ingredients in the shake that are part of this particular group helps you do that. Assimilate, take away from the food and assimilate and process it in a way that your body it gets high rewards from your food. Very often people found out that they actually can't really digest their food properly. And so there's a lack of nutrients there. So you've got your protein and your carbs, and you've got your digestive area, your prebiotic, probiotic, digestive enzymes, and fiber. The fiber helping to clean your colon, right? Being regular, that's letting go of toxins. And then you have your adaptogen. And you have, again, adaptogen to me, if I was to put it in a group, I would put that with the superfood and the antioxidant superfruits. So your adaptogen and your superfood, your phytonutrients and your superfruit, that is kind of the groups of food that enhances your ability to deal with stresses, any kind of stresses. So that's another group there that's very important. Adaptogens are amazing little, you have herbs and you have mushrooms. I'll just say ingredients that we added to our shake, because it goes into your system, and whether it's your adrenal system, your digestive system, your cardiovascular system, your blood vessels, your pituitary, you have all sorts of system, right? They all work together, and sometimes one system, often adrenals, your liver, your kidney, your pancreatic, all that stuff, right? Something will be out of whack, and adaptogens have this miracle ability to go in and very kindly bring it back in alignment with the rest so that everything is coherent. A lack of coherency with all your system, where there's something that doesn't cooperate quite as well, is the beginning sometimes of processes that are not being accomplished properly, and you start not feeling well if it becomes chronic. So adaptogens go in there and unlike drugs can do that without messing up anything else, any other organs, which very often sometimes drugs will go in, will help with something, but will mess up something else. This is the side effects. I'm not a person that's totally against all drugs. I've had times that I needed it, and so I'm less and less black and white as I get older. But I do know that it's very important that we do all we can to keep ourselves far, far away from doctors or hospital as we can. And that's the point of Shakeology. So you have these three groupings: superfruit, superfood, your green, your deep greens, and your adaptogen together, helping your body deal with stress. So you've got your macronutrients, you've got the digestive ingredients helping you to take out the nutrients, absorb it, utilize it, let go. And then you've got your antioxidants and phytonutrients and adaptogens all together helping you to deal with stress. So really, the shake is so much more than a protein drink. The shake is the missing links. So all the ingredients I've discussed with you is what is so compromised on our planet right now, that is very, very challenging to get high quality and high potency in all these elements. So my concern and our concern was not to put only macronutrients. We were much more concerned with that, with adaptogen, superfood, digestive enzymes, probiotic, prebiotic, fiber, all these elements that are very difficult to find, active, alive, very potent. So the missing links of our diet today, whether you cannot afford buying enough of each, whether it's not available, which, like, I know my mom in Canada, where she lives in a mountain, because of our long winters, when I went there, I was shocked how hard it was to just get green lettuce, vibrant green. It was so difficult. So, whether you cannot get it, or whether you know exactly what to get, but you just don't like taking it because it doesn't taste good, which was my husband years ago, eating like a third grader, right? That was our little line. He still tends to slowly want to go back there over and over again, and I'm like an adaptogen. I bring him back in line, but he's much better. I'm happy to say, but he still tends to be even worse than my son, so who's 9 now. So that's the shake, is the missing links with these major categories that are there to enhance your body's ability to be healthy, and so much of each ingredient that would be hard to eat that much on your own. So it is whole food, and it is the best meal you could possibly put on your plate. So we try to guarantee that you have at least one good meal, daily dose of dense nutrition, like my husband says. And that's the point: density, dense nutrition, the things that are challenging to get. So perhaps somebody has done it, but I cannot find it in a $30 bag. All power to whoever feels it's about the same. I can only go according to my standards, what I know, what I feel, and that's what I go by. And what I feel is very important. What you feel is very important, which is why you have a 30 days money back guarantee. We want you to take it. We want you to feel it. And if you feel better, then even if you don't understand it here, your whole body feels the difference. I know that for me, I've been hooked to my shake for so many years now. When I have eggs or toast or even healthy cereal, I don't buy dry cereal. It's usually nuts and seeds and mixture. I miss my shake. I miss the balance and the sort of steady level of energy that I get from it. And so, I feel it. I feel the difference. I feel how complete it is. And that's what it's about. This is why I don't know what the question was. This is why it's not just a protein shake. It is the missing links of these three categories. I put them in three different categories, even though there's 60 plus ingredients. But that's the purpose of it, is to fill in these gap in our diets, the gaps that we all have in our diets, whether consciously or unconsciously. This is an important aspect of what I'm doing now. I really want to help coaches discuss the shake. So when I say all this, I really want to make sure that you feel you could repeat something like that. The goal is for you to have such a deep experience that experience become contagious when you talk. It's much more sharing that than selling.
Absolutely.
And yet, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say absolutely. And I feel like, maybe having some resources that coaches could go to with having you break down all of that information would be so extremely helpful, because I took as many notes as I could, but just the way that you say it, it's beautiful, it's like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know anything. I know it, but I wouldn't have said it the way that you said it. You know what I mean?
That's very interesting. I know that Sandy, who's helping us get all these calls in, I know that I told Sandy about this first call because it seemed to have helped people, telling them about the macro ingredients and the digestive aspect of the ingredients, the absorption, and the stress, dealing with stress of life with adaptogen. I asked her to print that, and I think we're trying to figure out a way. We don't know where to put it, because also what I'm realizing is that many people or don't go to FAQ. I have a video on Daily Sunshine that I made with the 10 top questions. Many people haven't seen it. So I'm trying, so many questions are now going into the FAQ, but then I hear from coaches that it's not there. So it's very confusing how to deliver the information where, so that you readily have it. So I think we're trying to figure that out, because when I think it's an FAQ, some tell me it's not, some tell me it is. We were thinking of doing videos and putting, I hope that all the coaches post their videos with me.
Absolutely.
So the information goes out there. But like I did the Daily Sunshine, I was so proud. And then I had 3-4 calls on Daily Sunshine in that very week, and nobody had seen it. So I was like, oh my God, that's not working either. So I think it's a team effort as well. So we are trying to figure out a way to deliver the information that's easily accessible for all of you. I'm now realizing that my forte is to try to describe the shake in layman's terms to help you. And also, I think power to technology and all of you posting all these calls, and so that you can share it among each other.
Absolutely. And maybe even just like a Shakeology Academy, how they have like the new coach getting started right area and Emerald, and like even having a tab for that where it's like, you and Darren explaining this sort of thing, so that we can have brand new coaches and older coaches like me go back and watch it, so that we do feel comfortable explaining it.
Shakeology Academy. I will definitely put that to them. Because I'm not part of the technical team in the BB platform.
Yes.
But I think that's a great. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. Yay.
I promise that I will do my part and share that concept. And maybe they have already are thinking about it, but I think it's great. So, and we have discussed trying to perhaps get 4 questions, and Darren gets 4 and I get 4, and we spend 2 minutes on each and we answer. And then we put that to like a video online library.
Yes.
So we're on it. We know there's a challenge there, and we're doing the best we can to attend to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. There's so much information, but it's also all good information, right? Mm-hmm. So thank you so much. Okay, so we have a lot of people ask, and I know I had this when I was pregnant as well. Is Shakeology okay when you're nursing and you're pregnant? I already know the answer, but I'm going to let you explain.
Yeah. And all these questions, especially with nursing and pregnancy and medical questions, I can only say consult with your doctor. I'm legally not allowed to cook, and maybe rightly so. We've had challenges because back in the days we would answer questions and we didn't know we shouldn't, and we're finding out where we should and shouldn't. And I think there's a lot of merit to not sometimes because ever since I've been pregnant and you enter a world that when you were single and not a mother, there's all sorts of worlds that you don't know anything about. When I was very ill, I discovered groups and thousands of people talking about a certain challenge, an illness that I didn't know anything about until I got it. So the mother and the pregnancy and the nursing, there's a lot of challenges, and the bodies are very unique. The needs of a child and the needs of a mother are very unique with each individual. So it is challenging to tell someone it is good for you, you should. I took it pre, during, and post, and I'm all right. But that's me. That's my own personal experience. So please bring the bag to your pediatrician and Google the ingredients and challenge authorities, ask them questions, and then make up your own mind.
That was a perfect answer. Absolutely. And I will say I personally drink it as well, during and before and after, and I'm glad I did. So consult your doctor. Okay. So in your opinion, what's the best way on social media to market Daily Sunshine to people who have children?
Well, I have my video, 10 top questions.
Yes.
It's out there. I took my time with it. And so let me think about that, because beside what we say, is that your question? Beside what we say?
They were just asking like any creative ways on social media to maybe grab customers or, parents' attention for.
Well, I'll tell you the purpose, and I'll tell you the purpose also that is not marketed, but that was real for me. So the purpose of the Daily Sunshine is to give the building block, the very simple building block of food, because Daily Sunshine is basically food, whole food. And it is simple. It is our fruit, our vegetable, our protein, and our fats. And the very, very thing that are so darn hard to get our kids to eat. It is also high quality, very potent, alive. And my goal was to give this ideal meal to kids, and the elements and the amount that was specifically required from their little bodies. So 4 years old and up. So it was specifically for them, and it was simplified. The Shakeology is a complex drink, right? It has adaptogen and our superfruit and our superfruit and our prebiotic and it's a much more exotic foods. I didn't want that with this Daily Sunshine. I wanted to be food that everybody knew. Everybody wants their kids to eat. Most of us cannot make them eat it. And I wanted it to be not scary to anybody. They could recognize every ingredient, doctors included. And so that mothers felt very safe and very confident that that was something they wanted their kids to have, like no questions asked. Everything is food in there. It's catered to them with extra vitamin C and E, calcium, iron, vitamin D, for their little bodies, what they need, their amount, safe, lower level, so they could have more than one if they wanted to. So the goal was an easy, whole meal. Easy meaning literally it is made for their taste buds, a little sweeter. Shakeology, very often for kids, you have to dress it up. And because it has a little bit of a taste, this one is sweet. And really, we had hundreds of kids try it, and we took the ones that the taste that most of them agreed upon, so that most of the kids out there would like and ask for. And it's delicious just with cold water, any cold drink, whether you want almond milk, regular milk, coconut milk, or coconut water or just pure cold water. They can make it themselves. They really enjoy that. The cup is for them with the little cup underneath. They can put the water in there, the shake in there, or they can drink from it. They love making it. So everything was catered in terms of what they need, their little bodies need, and how easy it can be. Because first of all, they don't eat it. Sometimes they wake up late. Bringing them to school on time, for us to be on time at work. If anything happens in the morning and we're running late and we just can't get them to have a healthy breakfast, that's a challenging one as well. This is like the ideal. You just bring it, they put water in it, they shake, and it's yummy. So many aspects of that. Like, I know my kid has a weird thing right now where he will not really be hungry for dinner and want to have dinner like at 8 before he goes to bed. I don't like him to eat a big meal before going to bed. He's also more tired, and trying to get him to eat healthy is a pain in the butt. So if you want a big bowl of pasta, which happen, kids can be pasta, pizza, lasagna. So if you want a bowl of pasta, I can still say yes, but half of what you would want. And a daily sunshine. He thinks he got away with having a sweet dessert, but he really got a whole meal with healthy fats, protein, vegetables, fruits, so fiber. So I feel that I can cut back on food that are too empty and it's not balanced. And when it's late like that, 8 o'clock, and I don't want to give him a big bowl of pasta, or I don't want to start cooking all over again, I know that if I hand him a shake, he has everything he needs. Same thing running out the door in the morning, something between soccer practice, they're running late, you're rushing. Like the occasions, there's so many of them that this little shake, because it is so readily available, because you just put a cold drink in there, shake it, drink it, because it's so balanced. It is such a balanced little snack. It's dense as a snack. So, and it has everything to give them that sort of steady energy level too, and to compensate for these early years missing links of the very thing we can give them. So to me, there's no occasion where it's not helpful. It has helped me in so many ways. Also when they're sick, and after being sick, they don't want to eat. Their appetite is funky. They do want, bread with honey. They do want sweet stuff, simple stuff. That's a simple snack, easy to digest, usually appealing to them even after being sick. Or if they're running funky, they're fighting something. It's a great extra little snack, healthy, that helps their body win the battle. I've had many kids also that have all sorts of challenges with their health. Legally I can't mention anything, but where that shake was so helpful already within the first week of the kids ingesting this full little snack based on whole food. So it's I'm trying to think of what's missing. To me, this shake is a no-brainer for the mother and for the child. For the mother to not feel so guilty from compromising sometimes on a perfect diet. Who can live up to a perfect diet with a kid? Only people that have no kids, or these rare in-between kids. I see some of them sometimes that love their asparagus and their sushi and their broccoli, and my mouth drops when I see that. I'm like, oh my God. Like, there's no way my kid would go for these things. I have to dress it up all the time. So to me, it's also for the mothers, is to help family not be so stressed about the health of their growing little child, their growing bodies. And what these bodies really need is simple, but it's hard to get it in. And so helping mothers, okay, she can, have a so-so meal, but she'll give him a daily sunshine before or after, and it will help her not feel so bad because her kid's got what he needs or what she needs. Picky eaters, really, my kid has every sensitivities possible, and he's a picky eater. And so, it's a lifesaver for me all the time. And I'm starting to love it. And it's become part of my daily drinks as well, for the same reasons. For some reason, it's a lot easier for me to reach for a daily sunshine than another shake. Again, perhaps because of its simplicity. Also, it's helped me with people that are very, very sensitive to gluten, or they can't have whey, or they can't have certain elements in the or some people. I know I can't really eat mushrooms. I can have mushrooms every 5 days, I think. I have zero problem with Shakeology, with adaptogen mushrooms. But some people don't even want to try. They get stressed out because they have a big allergies with mushrooms. They can't have Shakeology. So to me also, the Daily Sunshine helps with people that can't drink the Shakeology for whatever reason. So it's filling that gap again of, if there's something challenging in the shake, this is such a complex shake, that the Daily Sunshine is very simple, very clean, very easy. So it helps with that group of individuals that we have not been able to help as of now. It was not, I didn't design that with them in mind, but as I was doing, I was like, oh, because I was getting questions, people saying, I can't sell the Shakeology, this person cannot have whatever. And I realized, and I couldn't tell these individuals at the time, but I thought, the Daily Sunshine can help those individuals. And who among us can't use an extra dose of healthy vegetables, or good fats, or protein, or a good amount of fiber, has 3 grams of fiber. So for all these reasons, to me, there's no way you cannot not market it. It helps on every levels. I love that product. I absolutely love that product. I'm so proud of it. It has helped me so much. I don't see the challenge in selling it. So that's why I'm trying to babble to see what gap you're seeing there that is challenging you. So please, if you have questions, send them to me right now so I can answer them for you.
Sure. And I know for me, I have a daughter who's almost 2, and it's hard to get her to eat healthy. It really is. One day she wants to eat it, and the next day she throws it off of her plate, and everyone as a parent knows that, right? It's challenging because they have it
for 3 months, and then suddenly they hate it. It's like, what happened?
Exactly. So no, I think that was perfect. And I think, just the more that you guys share, the more that you share how it's helping your family, and that you're drinking it, and that your children are drinking it, that's going to get more people interested in.
None of our product are made just to try to come up with a new product, ever. Neither on Carl's side or my side. There's always a challenge that we're dealing with, or we know enough people dealing with a challenge, and then we decide that it's our niche. That's up our alley. We could perhaps help with that challenge, and it always helps us as well. So it's never empty. We don't create empty like that. It's a need that we see that we could perhaps help with, and it gets us excited, and therefore we create something. So the Daily Sunshine for me had many, many reasons to be created, and parents have been asking me for that 5, 6, 7 years ago. At the few summits that I would go to, they would come at me and beg for this. Now, I also have a problem with the price. And so when Carl asked me to make this, I said, same thing he told me with Shakeology. I said, well, do I have a restriction on price? And he said, Isabelle, do the best shake you can possibly make, and then let's see what it comes down to. And so the same thing happened with the Daily Sunshine. In order to have gluten-free, dairy-free, organic, non-GMO, and there's another free something. I'm missing one right now. But there's 5 free things, right? In order to do that work, and in order to make sure that for our kids, every element was alive, and that, like my sunflower seed fat, everything again is processed the exact same way. It's checked the exact same way. Very important to me. The shake, I tried to help as many families with sensitivities and allergies as possible. So I worked hard to have these little symbols that people are asking us for the Shakeology. That is much more challenging because we have so many ingredients from all around the world. But with the Daily Sunshine, I was like, oh, I can provide them. Parents want to see these stamps, right? Well, that requires a lot of work to do the best that we can with our team to test and to make sure that it lives up to all these stamps that we have on the bag. So once again, I didn't set up to do a cheap, easy product. I wanted the best for my kid, and the idea that I would consciously create a product, especially thinking of children, well, adult as well too. You know, it's a funny thing when I say that. I had that same challenge in another call. I was like, there's something weird about it, especially for children, as if I don't care about parents or myself. We matter a great deal too, but we know how much we care about our kids. And so the idea that I would create something that could in any way, at least consciously to the best of my abilities, that could in any way hurt, harm another child, I could not live with that. So I once again went to town and drove people crazy and did the best that I could. So yeah, this kid shake, it's funny, little people, cheaper price, it's not really how it works. It was the same kind of work, the same high quality assurance and more, because we had to make sure that all these stamps, we could live up to what that meant. And so it's not because it's little people that it's cheaper. I went to town with this product. I try to give what coaches were asking, what mothers were asking me with the allergies and sensitivities. So it came down and I went to Carl and I said, listen, this is what we created. And you tell me if you want to cut corners somewhere to try to fit in a cheaper product. And then once again, it's like, that's not what we do. That is not what we do. So can you get something cheaper? I'm sure you can. And I have no judgment on that. It's interesting to be judged. To be judged for doing the best product I could possibly do is an interesting place to live, because I certainly don't have any judgment on someone who feels differently about our shake and who feels that they could get something that is quite all right for them, for their standard or for what they believe in. And that's totally okay. This is why there's many of us making different products at different prices with different hierarchy of what matters or doesn't matter. And none of us are wrong for it. It is just a choice. And that is my choice. My choice is to do the best job I can possibly do. This is the same thing with the team at Beachbody. And I know it definitely is for Carl as well. Carl, when he created the first workouts and those long infomercial back in those days when people watched TV, he did it even though it was unknown to market a hard workout. Everything back in those days were about how you can easily lose weight by doing absolutely nothing. And whatever tool, gadget, or system made you feel like you could do it super easy without sweating or changing anything about your lifestyle, that's what sold. That is what Carl was encountering back in those days. So when he came out and showed people that he wanted to market a product that was telling people it's going to be super hard and you have to do it for many, many days, and if you don't work out hard and you don't change the way you eat, it won't work. Everybody told them it will never work. People will never want to buy a product that costs more money and that requires effort. But that was his truth. That was our truth, that without changing your diet and activities, physical activities, you could not get to a healthy place with your body. And so here we go again. It's the same principle with the products at Beachbody. We do what we think is best. And if it's not okay for you, then it's okay. But that's what we do. And that's why I feel comfortable being here and talking to you about it. I never see myself as a salesperson, but I do love what we do. I live by it. I drink it, and there you go. And so I don't try to convince people that think it's too expensive. I really don't. I talk about it with all my heart. It's the truth. I drink it. My kid does. Um, I believe in it. I'm part of it every step of the way, and and I talk about it and I share it. And that's all I expect from coaches as well. If somebody is really against it for whatever reason, then that's okay. You wish them the best. You hope that they find what works for them. We can all remember a time where certain concept, philosophy, or information made no sense to us. It had no purpose in our lives. And then 10 years later, you're like, oh my God. And suddenly this particular thing makes total sense to you. You can only know what you know. You're only at the level of understanding that you are at in the moment. And so if someone doesn't get it at all, that's totally okay. And so you live it first. You have to live it first. You have to feel it first. You have to feel the changes, witness the changes in your life so that it's real for you beyond the information. And then you add on the information, but it starts with your experience. And I'm sharing my experience and my understanding of what I created and what we created at Beachbody. And I that's all we ask, that it's real for you. And hopefully people will feel that from you, that it's real. If it's not real for you, don't sell it.
I love that. Guys, basically share your journey, share your experience with Daily Sunshine and Shakeology and what it's doing for you and what it's doing for your family. And that's the best way to market it, is just sharing what it's doing for you. I love that. Okay, so we have one last question, and it's, so what is your favorite ingredient in Shakeology and why?
I looked at that question and I could have gone, because there's so many incredible ingredients in Shakeology, so many. One thing that I'm realizing, and I really could, and I'm sure it would satisfy some to hear like one ingredient, but what's the purpose? Because I'm here with a purpose, right? To create an understanding and to create an education. I love people that fall in love with themselves. At the end of the day, with the Daily Sunshine, with the Shakeology, my deepest intent is, I love that you all look sexy and have hard bicep and back muscles and all that. I think it's great that you feel good in your clothes, that you feel proud of your body. I think it's wonderful. Health is really what I love to talk about, whether it's through product or how you feel about yourself. Health. And the falling in love with yourself, which is nothing to do with how high your tushy is, how strong your thigh muscles are. Falling in love with yourself is understanding this incredible machine of yours. If you take the time to watch documentary and you learn what your cells do day in and day out, all that they do, all the time, the communication through all your body parts, the stuff that science is just barely understanding, the miracle of life, the stuff. Your body is an incredibly well-designed machine, sophisticated to no end. If you start really understanding that machine, how hard it works and what it needs to do what it needs to do, this understanding, this is why the miracle of life itself, call it God, call it the universe, the fact that we are here, that our brain can compute the way it can compute, all these aspects of your bodies need healthy food. It starts there. And so if you fall in love with the systems within you, your adrenal, your pituitary, your thyroid, and you start reading about yourselves, you start falling. This is what happened to me. I fell in love with this incredible machine, the only one you have in this lifetime, helping you fall in love with yourself can be done by you falling in love with food as well. So when you said the favorite, I would tell you my favorite, why, which you could Google. moringa and maca and shaga and, all these amazing ingredients. But I have to tell you, I'm in love with flaxseed as well. I'm in love with sunflower seeds. Like even the ingredients that we don't even talk about because they're not so glamorous, right? There's moringa. Ooh, that's glamorous. It's a superfood. I love it. But the broccoli is just as extraordinary. And if you start studying each ingredient and understanding what it does and how it fits perfectly for your cells, every single one of these ingredients, how nature, we are made of these same ingredients, the same system that of the elements of earth, food, the air, your healthy fats, all of it. You start seeing it not as what makes me look good, what helps me lose weight, and how can I sculpt myself as if I'm a machine that have to be designed and look perfect. Drives me a little crazy, to be honest, because once again, you are your own worst enemy. You are objectifying yourself, and now you're utilizing Shakeology and all these beautiful products to try to look good. Look good is a byproduct for me. Vitality, radiance, sharp thinking, waking up with energy, not dragging. Having the quickness, the spirit of life, the wanting to live your life. You're not dragging yourself through life. Life is not a thing with things to accomplish, and if you don't accomplish them, you're a loser. All these concepts, which objectifying yourself is another concept. We are full of concept nowadays. We forget to fall in love with the very thing that we are. We forget to fall in love with food. And therefore, we continue objectifying the whole thing for what is it that I need to accomplish. That's lovely. It's fun to have goals. Like I said, I love it all. But to me, that's not what life is about. Life is about being in love with all that is. That is you, this incredible machine, and food. That is watching your kids, how sharp. This is what we love about them. Or animals, or your dog, or your cat. It's this quickness, this aliveness, they're here, they're present, they're in their bodies. The cats don't wake up in the morning judging the shininess of their fur, right? They just are. They love living. They see a bug, they freak out and they go after it like a madman. And they're having fun. And here we are, full of concept, I never do my hair for these Zoom calls. I don't want to. I'm here to share this love of life. And part of loving life to me is these creating and co-creating these products. That is one way for me to share my life and to share my love of life that I didn't have when I was 20 and all sexy. When my skin was all tight and my tushy looked good, I wasn't half as happy as I am now. I did not appreciate the beauty of food, of the beauty of earth and what it does, what nature itself creates, which is your internal nature as well. And together they are in love with each other. The same way that the sun kisses the ocean and your trees and your flowers and your greens that you then ingest full of life. And we have to learn to fall in love with our non-concept self. And then you look better. And then you lose weight. And then you have energy to work out and on and on. And all the gifts that you get. But it starts with stopping our eating disorder, not understanding what our bodies are. This is why they need the whole food. It's not brain surgery. It's not brainwash. It is what is. We need clean water. You look outside and this is who we are. And it's pretty darn amazing what exists, what life on planet Earth is, what we are, what even our skin is all about. So to see life, to have clear vision, it's incredible. I've been sick enough to value life and then value it in my child. And so everything that I'm talking about here is very real for me. And my great gratitude for health is something that I share to the best of my ability with you now through these products, and even through my little humble Facebook page, which has nothing to do with the products, but is trying to help us fall in love with ourselves, so that, yes, we all want to look good, but this is not what it's about. And it's about this deep human ability to enjoy our aliveness. And once you fall in love with that, you take care of your body. And you never drop off. You never jump from diet to diet to diet. You don't suddenly fall out of love with yourself. And so I take care of myself not to look good, not to be ageless. I'm going to age, and I'm going to have lines, and I'm going to have white hair. And at some point, I'm going to have the guts to not diet. And that's my goal. My goal is to enjoy getting old, healthy, with vitality, and being sharp and all there and all present. And this is what the shake is about. This is what the daily sunshine is about, to make that real in them. We want them to fall in love with who they are, regardless of how thin or the color of their hair and their eyes and their skin and the design of their bodies. They were given whatever the heck bodies and shape that they were given. Don't we love them no matter what? We don't ask our kids to have the perfect nose. We love them. We have to fall in love with ourselves that way. So health starts at home. This is why we have the Beachbody platform. So our kids see us work out in the morning or at night in the middle of the day, enjoy cooking our own food, enjoy these beautiful shakes, so that for them, it's second nature. They are in love with themselves, and they grow up being in love with themselves and not objectify themselves so much. And so that's my speech. That's my self speech. It's really appreciating what God created, if I can use that word.
Absolutely, you can. Absolutely. And you are such a breath of fresh air, just like listening to you. And I know I've been watching your videos on your page as well. And guys, I encourage you to do that if you aren't. But you are so amazing, and you can just see the passion that you have for helping people truly be healthy. And that helps. I know I can speak for myself and probably the whole team. That helps us stand behind you guys and share with people these products, because we're seeing the changes in our own lives, but also we know that we can, trust you guys. So thank you so much. Thank you for, yes. Oh no, did it freeze? Oh no, I hope we didn't lose you. Uh-oh. Let's see if we can get her back. I don't know if we can. Well, guys, how amazing was that? Absolutely amazing. I feel like, I was taking notes and everything, and I feel so much more educated to be able to go and talk to customers and, potential customers about Shakeology. And so I encourage you guys to go check out Isabelle's video and the FAQ. I'll try to find it and put the link in our team group if I can. I'm also going to encourage you to go onto her Facebook page and start watching her videos, and hopefully we'll have a Shakeology/Daily Sunshine Academy coming out so that we can continue to share this amazingness with everyone. So I will put this recording up in the team group and also up on YouTube. And thank you so much for getting on, guys. Isabelle, thank you so much. I don't know if you can hear or see me, but thank you so much for giving us this time on this Monday night. And I will see you guys all later.